Hi everybody, welcome to Simply Be. Today we have a practice all about releasing and supporting the hips and the hamstrings. Hamstrings and hips play a massive role in our practice, and often people have tight hamstrings. Our daily lives don't work the hamstrings, they don't stretch the hamstrings, so we often end up quite tight. Meaning that when we fold, we round the spine, we fold from the waist rather than the hips. This puts quite a lot of pressure on our back, and people can end up getting injured, feeling a little bit of pain from their yoga practice. So today we're going to really focus on those little subtle activations we can bring into our daily practice that will help support healthy hamstrings and hips. So, when you're ready, come to seated, wherever feels comfortable. Gently close the eyes and just take a few breaths. Gently close the eyes. And just take a moment to drop into your practice, to release everything that's happened today, anything you've got left to do today. Let it go. Maybe just check in with yourself, notice how you're feeling. And then allow your mind to settle on the breath. And just gently opening your eyes. Bringing the hands behind the body, bring the soles of the feet to the earth. So hands are behind the bum, fingers point inwards. Soles of the feet are on the earth, and on the inhale start to puff up the chest, tuck the chin in and lift the gaze. Or exhale, release, soften, let it go, relax the chest back. Inhale, start to lift. So this is working into our hips, starting to bring movement. Exhale, soften, release. Inhale, slowly puff up the chest. Exhale, soften and release. Inhale, puff up the chest. Exhale, soften. Inhale, lift. Exhale, soften. Lovely. We're going to take this more into the hamstring, so bringing the heels to the earth. We want a sticky mat for this one. Gently pull the heels towards the bum. On the inhale, puff up the chest. Feel the hamstrings activate as you pull the heels towards the bum. And on the exhale, soften the chest down. Keep the activation in the legs. Inhale, start to lift. Exhale, slowly bring it down. Inhale, start to lift. Exhale, slowly release. Inhale, lift. Exhale, slowly release. Lovely, dropping the feet down. Still keeping the activation in the hamstring, so feel like you're pulling the feet towards the bum. On the inhale, start to lift the hips. Exhale, slowly bring the hips back down. Inhale, start to lift. Exhale, slowly bring it back down. One more. Inhale, lift. Exhale, release. Lovely. Bringing the knees in. We're going to bring the hands up beside the hips and work our way up to our forward fold. So bringing hands in front of the body. Lift the hips. Grabbing the block. Hands can be on the block for support. We're going to pop the heels and bend the knees. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, fold into the fold. So if this doesn't feel stable, we can keep the heels on the earth, or we can bring a cushion underneath the heels. By lifting the heels, it gives us more space in the hips to fold, more space in the lower back. On the exhale, slowly start to straighten the legs, drop the heels down. Don't worry if the legs don't go straight. Inhale, lift the heels, bend the knees. Exhale, slowly release. Inhale, lift. Exhale, slowly release. Inhale, lift. Exhale, slowly release. And on the inhale, lift the arms, stand tall. Exhale, fold all the way over, bend the knees as you fold, send the weight forwards, fold over the legs. Inhale, lift the chest, remove the block, exhale, ground through the hands, step back, high plank. Inhale, puff up the chest, send the weight forwards, exhale, drop the knees. Lovely, so grounding through the hands. Ground through that left leg. Inhale, lift the right leg. Keeping the spine neutral until the knee comes under the hip. On the exhale, bring it in, keeping the back neutral. Knee comes under the hip and we start to round the spine. Inhale, send it long, keep the back neutral. Exhale, slowly tuck it in, don't round until the knee comes under the hip. Inhale, send it long. Exhale, slowly bring it in. Inhale, send it long. Exhale, slowly bring it in. Inhale, long. Exhale, bring it in. Lovely, return the knee to the edge, but keep it hovering off the earth, so we're pressing into the earth with our hands. On the inhale, send the knee out towards the side, lift the hip. Exhale, release it back down, don't drop it to the earth. Inhale, lift. Exhale, release. Inhale, lift. Exhale, release. So working into the outer hips, our stability. Inhale, lift. Exhale, release. Inhale, lift. Exhale, release. Tuck the left toes under, and on the inhale, allow that right leg to guide you up to your three-legged dog. So right legs to the sky, keep the heel lifted, take a bend in the knee if you need. Exhale, knee to nose, round through the spine, send it forwards. Inhale, right leg to the sky. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, send it high. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, send it high. Exhale, knee to nose. Take the foot to the outside edge of the right hand. Drop it down and inhale, lift the right arm. Exhale, right hand meets the mat. Inhale, step all the way back, downward facing dog. So from here, we're going to bend the knees, pop the heels and press the chest towards the thighs. So we're reaching the tailbone towards the sky. We're giving ourselves space by lifting the heels and bending the knees. We're going to pulse here. On the exhale, start to straighten the legs. Pop the heels down. Don't worry if they don't touch the earth. Inhale, bend and lift. Exhale, start to drop the heels, straighten the legs. Inhale, lift. Exhale, start to straighten. Inhale, bend and lift. Exhale, straighten. Inhale, bend and lift. Exhale, straighten, and on the inhale, ripple forwards, high plank. On the exhale, drop the knees. Ground through that right leg, and on the inhale, lift the left. Keep pressing into the earth. Try and keep a neutral spine. Exhale, round the spine when the knee comes under the hip. Tuck it under. Inhale for length. Exhale to tuck. Inhale for length. Exhale, tuck. Inhale for length. Exhale, tuck. Inhale for length. Last time. Exhale, tuck it under around the spine when the knee comes under. Return the knee to the right. Return the left knee to the right knee. Keep it hovering, and on the inhale, lift the knee to the left hand side. Exhale, release. Inhale, lift. Exhale, release. Inhale, lift. Exhale, release. Inhale, lift. Exhale, release. Inhale, lift. Exhale, release. Tuck those right toes and allow that left leg to guide you up to three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to nose. Tuck it in round the spine. Inhale, send it low. Exhale, tuck it in. Inhale, send it long. Exhale, tuck it in. Inhale, send it long. Exhale, tuck it in and take the left foot to the outside edge of the left hand. Inhale, lift the left arm. Exhale, left hand meets the mat. Heel toe the foot back into the middle. Inhale, step the right foot forwards. Exhale, fold. We're going to pop the heels, bend the knees. Take a block under the hands if you need support. See if we can fold right over. And as we exhale, slowly start to straighten the legs, keeping the upper body the same. Keeping the hips the same and activating into the outer hips. This supports our hips and our hamstrings. Inhale, lift the chest, come up halfway. Remove the block, exhale, hands meet the mat, and on the inhale, step back, high plank. Exhale, hips lift to the sky, downward facing dog. Pop the heels up off the earth, bend the knees. Press the chest towards the thighs and keeping the length in the lower spine and upper back. Gently start to straighten the legs. Lovely, pop the heels, bend the knees. We're going to pulse a few times. Exhale, slowly drop. Inhale, pop and lift. Exhale, slowly release. Inhale, lift. Exhale, release. Take the feet together at the back of the mat and on the inhale, lift the right leg. Exhale, knee to nose. Step the foot between the hands. Come up onto the fingertips. Lift the chest, find space between the tummy and the thigh. And we're just going to gently rock backwards and forwards a little. Lifting that back heel. The movement's coming from that left foot. Working all the way up the left leg. Engaging those muscles, finding an activation. Lovely, ground through the hands. Inhale, step all the way back, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the left leg. Exhale, knee to nose. Foot comes between the hands, drop the foot down, come up onto the fingertips, and then gently rock. Movements coming from that right heel. We're working into the right leg. We're creating heat. We're building awareness. And opening up the hips. Lovely, ground through the hands. Inhale, step back, downward facing dog. Bringing the feet back together on the inhale, lift the right leg. Exhale, knee to nose. Step the foot between the hands, drop the back heels. We're coming into our warrior two base. Left foot is parallel to the short edge of the mat. Bring the hands on the inside edge of that right leg. Press the knee out to the side slightly to activate your outer hip. Press into the outside edge of the left foot. Inhale, slowly rise, drawing up on pelvic floor as we rise. So in our warrior two, to find more space, we're going to pop the heel. Bend into the knee, pull up pelvic floor so we can move deeper into the pose. And then slowly start to drop the heel, keeping the rest of the body the same. So by lifting the heel, we create more space in the hip. We can move further into the pose, and then we can release. Take a breath. Inhale, start to straighten the leg, pivot to face the side of the mat, lift the arms, bend the knees, and on the exhale, fold forwards. Hands are on the earth, we can take a block underneath our head if we need support. Again, we're going to pop the heels slightly, bend the knees. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, fold forwards and gently start to straighten the legs. So in this pose, we want to press into the outside edges of our feet. We want to activate the outer hips by rolling the inner thighs out. On the inhale, start to lift the chest. If you used a block, move it out the way. Walk the hands to frame the left foot. Bring the hands to the inside edge of the left foot. So our back foot is at 45, parallel to the short edge of the mat. Front foot is forwards. Press the left knee towards the outside edge to activate your hip. Press into the outside edge of the back foot. Draw up through pelvic floor. Inhale, start to rise. So we want to feel like we're pulling our feet together. To move deeper into the pose, pop the heel. Start to move into the hip and then drop the heel down. Create space, move into the space. Take a breath. So always we want to feel like we're pulling that hip under. We want to activate the outer hip. And the knee always wants to be pressing out to the side. On the inhale, start to straighten the legs, straighten the arms, pivot to face the side of the mat, bend the knees, exhale, fold forwards. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, fold and gently start to straighten the legs. Again, pressing into the outside edges of the feet, roll the thighs out. Release the head and neck. Inhale, start to lift the chest. Exhale, walk the hands round to frame the right foot. Inhale, step back, high plank. Exhale, drop the knees, followed by the hips, child's pose. Inhale, forwards, tabletop. Exhale, lift the hips back, downward facing dog. Lovely, feet come together, and on the inhale, lift the right leg. Exhale, knee to nose, step the foot between the hands, drop the back heel, warrior two base, hands at inside edge of the right foot. Tuck the right hip under, start to open up the left hip. Pressing into the outside edges of both feet, drawing up pelvic floor. Inhale, start to rise. Again, if you want to move deeper into your warrior, lift the heel, start to bend the knee, then slowly drop the heel down. On the inhale, straighten the leg, tuck the hip under. So to create more space in the hip, we're going to press into the outside edge of our right foot. It gives us more room to tuck. On the inhale, reach forwards, and on the exhale, drop the right hand down. Inhale, left arm up to 12. If we need to, we can take a bend in the knee. Let's take some of the pressure off our hamstrings, but keeping the chest open. And notice here if the body has dropped inside edge of the leg. Can we bring it back up so we're stacking torso over the pelvis? Can we keep tucking that right hip under? Can we open up the left hip? Take your hand to your left hip. See if we can draw it open. Lift the arm. Lovely. Draw up through pelvic floor. Hug the belly button in. Inhale, start to rise. Lift the front toes. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees before you fold. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, fold and start to straighten the legs. This time we're going to bring our hands to our calves. So pressing into the outside edges of the feet. We can feel this in our hands. Press the legs into the hands. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, fold into your pose. Keep rolling the inner thighs out. Keep hugging the belly button in. Release the hands. Inhale, rise up halfway. Exhale, walk the hands to the left foot. Coming into our warrior two base. Dropping that right heel. Left foot faces forwards. Press the knee towards the outside edge. Draw up through pelvic floor. Tuck the hip. Inhale, rise. Again, if you want to move deeper, pop the heel, bend into the knee, then slowly lower down. Inhale, start to straighten the leg. Press into the outside edge of the foot, tuck the hip under. Take the right hand to the hip to start with and reach the left arm forwards. Exhale, drop in, lowering the left arm. Before we move the right hand up, draw that right hip open. Tuck the left hip under. Keep pressing into the outside edge of the left foot. Inhale, lift the arm. Taking a bend in the knee if we need to take the pressure off the hamstrings. Exhale, take the gaze down to the front foot. Inhale, start to rise, pick up the front toes. Exhale, bend the knees and fold all the way over. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, fold, start to straighten the legs as you fold, drop into the pose. Again, taking the hands to the outside edges of the legs, press the legs into the arms. Activate the outer hips, create resistance. Release the hands, inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, walk the hands to frame the left foot, right foot even. Inhale, step back, high plank. Exhale, drop the knees, followed by the hips, child's pose. Inhale, forwards, tabletop. Exhale, lift the hips back, downward facing dog. Lovely, grounding through that left leg. Inhale, lift the right. Exhale, step the right foot forwards between the hands, press into the big toe. Inhale, rise, high lunge. Exhale, take the arms all the way back. Inhale, straighten the front leg. Exhale, fold forwards, bringing fingertips to the earth. So we've got our back heel lifted. We're pulling that right heel back towards the left, activating into the hamstrings. Option to take a bend in the knee. Keep the pull of the heel. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, fold forwards. Notice where your hips are. Can we square that left hip forwards? Can we draw the right hip back? Bending into the knee, walk the hands in front of the foot. Inhale, lift the left leg. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, left toes to the back of the mat. Ground through the hands. Inhale, step back, downward facing dog. Ground through that right foot. Inhale, lift the left. Exhale, left foot to the front of the mat. Ground through the big toe. Inhale, rise, high lunge. Exhale, take the arms all the way back. Inhale, straighten the front leg. Exhale, melt forwards over the foot. Watch your plants. Lift the right heel. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, fold. Notice where the hips are. And again, we can pop the heel, bend the knee if we need to fold a little deeper. Take the pressure off the hamstrings. Start to bend into the left knee. Take the fingers in front the left foot. Inhale, lift the right leg. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift the chest, come up halfway. Exhale, drop the right foot down outside edge of the mat. Step the left foot out and sink the hips. Option to pop the heels, that feels more comfortable. Come into your yogi squat, press the biceps into the thighs, bring hands to heart center. Draw up through pelvic floor, lift the chest. Lovely, release the hands. We're slowly going to sit the bum down. We can bring the hands behind us for support. So we're going to come into our Baddha Konasana. I'm going to do it this way because you'll be able to see a little bit better. I'll do it that way. So we're going to bring the feet in, but before you bring them all the way in, we're going to bring them halfway. A lot of the time, our hips are tight and we put pressure on our lower back by rounding the spine and folding forward. So to support the lower back, we take the feet about halfway, press the outside edges into the earth, take the hands behind us. Move the hips towards the feet instead of the feet towards the hips. This supports the lower back and the upper back, creating more space in the hips to move. When you feel comfortable, walk the hands forwards. Inhale, lift the chest. Puff up the chest. Shine the heart forwards. Keep support the lower back and draw the knees down. Keep pressing the outside edge of the feet together. Release the hands, fold forwards. See if we can pull the shoulders back, drop the chest down. Inhale, start to lift the chest. So this is where you're going to need your block. Bringing the block between the feet. Press it together. So we want to feel like the block is a magnet and we're pulling the feet away, but they're being drawn back in. So the feet are on the block, but the legs are drawing them away. The feet are pressing into the block. Hands come behind the back. Move the hips towards the feet. Inhale, lift the chest, draw the knees away. Puff up the chest, shine the heart forwards. Breathe into those tight spots. See if we can smile. Lovely, release the block. Come into your Baddha Konasana again with the soles of the feet together. Press the outside edges down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold. Can we find more space in the hips now? Maybe we've released a tight spot. Maybe we can wiggle around, find a bit more space. Inhale, start to lift the chest. Lovely, send your legs long. I lied, don't send your legs long. Bring the soles of the feet to the earth. Make sure you've got room behind you. And on the exhale, we're going to roll all the way down. Bringing the soles of the feet in towards the bum so we can touch the heels with our middle fingers. So normally we keep the palms pressing into the earth, but we're going to bring the hands facing us with the forearms pressing into the earth. This drops the shoulders down towards the earth a little more, giving you more space and more stability. So on the inhale, start to lift the hips, engage the glutes, and we're going to pop the heels. We're going to pulse here. On the exhale, slowly drop the heels down, keeping the hips the same height. Inhale, lift the heels. Exhale, release. Inhale, lift the heels. Exhale, release. Inhale, lift. Exhale, release. One more. Inhale, lift. Exhale, release the heels, release the bum. I'm going to do that one more time. Pressing the shoulders down into the earth. Inhale, start to lift. Lift the heels. Find the glutes, find the right hip height for you, and on the exhale, release. Inhale, lift. Exhale, release. Inhale, lift. Exhale, release. Inhale, lift. Exhale, release. One more. Inhale, lift. Exhale, release. Release the bum down. Hug the knees into the chest. Rather than bring the legs together, take them slightly wider. One knee in each hand. Give yourself space and take a gentle rock. So we're going to do one last little hip opener. Happy baby. Bring the soles of the feet up towards the ceiling. Taking either the shins, the ankles, or the outside edges of the feet. Draw the knees towards your armpits. Shine the soles of the feet up and draw the shoulders down. We also want to try and draw the tailbone down. So in happy baby, we can find stillness. We can find a gentle rock. Whatever feels good for you. Breathe into those tight spots. Release the feet. Take the hands behind the knees and rock up to seated. Cross the legs over. Hands come to the knees. Gently close the eyes. With every inhale, find length up the spine. Every exhale, soften the shoulders. Bring the hands to heart center. Take a moment to just appreciate yourself for rolling out your mat today. To appreciate your body for the way it moves. Appreciate your mind for focusing. Take a nice deep breath in, fill the lungs. Just sigh it out, let it all go. Thank you for allowing me to share this practice with you. Have a wonderful day. Namaste. That is a quick and simple happy hamstrings, happy hips practice. All about creating stability, awareness, and a sustainable practice that is gonna treat you well. I hope you all have a wonderful day. If you liked this video, give it a thumbs up. If there's anything you'd like to see, anything you'd like to learn, comment below. If not, like, subscribe, all that other YouTube-y stuff. And yeah, have an absolutely fabulous day, everybody. Thank you very much.